bet you this did pretty good. This is Hornady SST AK ammo. It's not super fast, but I think it's pretty accurate from what I'm looking at in the glass. Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good. That grip's really good. If you are a fan of the AK weapon system, keep watching. We're going to cover a lot of ground. Now, in TMP, oftentimes, I pretty much just share with you, my friends around the world, of where I am personally with my own systems. In this case, an AK variant rifle system. And that's how I always approach everything. I don't really do it like, oh, what video can I come up with which people will like? It's kind of me just working on my own stuff. And then as I'm doing, I'm like, hey, the viewers would I'm not even making this up. The viewers would probably like to know about this stuff. That's what this whole video is about. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you know what a good time is for me? And this is kind of weird. Maybe you're the same way. You have a movie you like. The other day was The Matrix, okay? I've seen it a lot. I know you have too. I love the original Matrix movie, right? And I had been working very hard on one of these AK variant rifle systems. And it was my pleasure during the movie to fondle, hold, and caress my hard work. Here it is. Oh, yes. Oh, that, my friends, perhaps a little weird. I give you that. Just racking the slide, practicing the ergonomics, the reloads. You know, oh, I was laser bore sighting every gun I'm going to throw on the table, and then later on I took it to the range, zeroed them for a particular load. We'll talk about that. Yeah, that's a good time, man. I loved it. And it was Matrix, you know, insert whatever movie you want there. Good time. Just love it. And it was rewarding because this was a lot of work to do. I did all the work myself. Every gun I'm going to show you, that's just kind of where I am right now. I've had other people do it for me in the past. I'm talking like the coatings and stuff. I just do it because I know it will get done right. It will get done right to a level I am happy with. That's one reason. And plus, I don't think it's that hard to do. So it takes days to do it and time. That's sometimes why you don't see a ton of videos, because I'm working on my systems. Here's what this video is going to be about. We are going to talk about my thinking, my philosophy on the AK system right now, subject to change, but I really don't think it's going to change much. And actually, with the modifications you're looking at on that particular rifle, I would feel very comfortable using it as a primary gun in GTW. Now, I would probably say that about, and that's an SGL 21, if in case you're wondering, under all that stuff. But there's a ton of great AKs. I won't even go into them. In fact, I've done a pretty good job of reviewing some other ones. C39 V2, the M70 MPAP, which I'm going to show you here. Lots of great guns. You know, Wasser 10s, very affordable. You can mod them all to your heart's content to please you. And while I'm going to talk about a lot of categories of specifics, what I really want to hammer home is kind of what I introed with, is does it please you? Does it make you smile? Does it make you happy? That's the bottom line. Before this gun, and you've seen this gun in the project multiple times, it never looked like this. I'll roll in some photos or videos throughout the video when it's appropriate. And you can see what it looked like. And it was fine. It had the plum furniture on it. A little bit mismatched, you know. It had the Tech Sites top cover on it. But when I cracked the safe open and I looked at it, it was just like, SGL 21. Now, for me, and that's all I'm talking about, and you're coming along for the ride, when I look at this gun, I want to caress it and play with it. It's weird, right? It just is freaking cool. Okay, and I'm not even being fake with you at all. It just is cool. It's second cool for me. Now, to me, it just rises to both, and I'm talking in effectiveness, SAWC, here comes all those acronyms again, and just effectiveness. And yeah, it looks cool to boot. I like that. To know that, hey, this is turned on, it's ready to go. Before, it was kind of, sort of, but we have a ton more capabilities. Okay, so do what pleases you. Now, as we go along, your taste in AK variant rifles could be completely different than mine. Maybe you don't like coatings at all. Maybe you want a different furniture set. I say rock on. The important thing is if it makes you smile. And when you take it out of your safe and you're watching your movie and your wife goes, what the hell are you doing? But be very safe, by the way. Safety check, safe direction. You know what I'm saying. But, dude, if it puts a smile on your face, cool. And, by the way, I'm kind of joking around the movie thing, but it's a great time to practice, right? It's a great time to, and I've said that in multiple videos, to be familiar with your system, optics, safety, trigger, stock adjustments, and you just get that muscle memory. You don't have to go to the range to do that. You know, I've said that since 2008, dudes. So this will be feature length. So grab the popcorn. Great time. I think you will like it. I'm going to show you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 AK variant rifles. In this video, yeah, maybe some more in inset video. I don't know. We're going to talk about ergos. And under ergos comes the following, in my way of thinking: hand guards, which ones I like, which ones are, I'll call them honorable mentions at this point. Stocks. We'll talk about sighting, muzzle devices, and perhaps accuracy enhancements. Let's get going. Which side do you want to start on first? I usually start at the muzzle. I'm going to start at the stock end right now. Now, the philosophy of use, and I hope I can do this in an hour. There's so much to talk about. The philosophy of use on each of these guns is going to be one of the following: CQB or mid-range. That's how I look at the AK system. I don't think of it as a long-range gun at all. I mean, at 400 yards, you're dropping like 66 inches of drop. Can you do it? Yeah, I'm always learning. I'm always the student, but I'd much rather shoot a 77 grain out of an AR at that range and beyond. That's what I'm thinking, though. So POU on this is a close range shooter. It has a red dot optic. We're going for lightweight. I've stripped out all the non-essentials. In fact, none of these guns right now are wearing slings. They can be adapted to them easily. I have a whole variety of slings that I can run. Early on in TMP, I used to run slings all the time. But with our drills, and a lot of what you're seeing here is an answer to the drill, like the Soldier Boy drill, or experience better said. How can the gun better be set up to perform to that level of expectation, that level of performance? Okay, so CQB on this one. Some others are going to be mid-range. I think 2 others. Stocks. First up, as you can see, this is an MOE stock. Okay, and this is actually a Tapco T6 tube in this stamped receiver AK variant. And I like the Tapco stocks. I always have. Here comes an SGL 31 in 545. You've seen this a lot. And it's wearing a full T6 Tapco complement. And man, do I love this system. I've shot it a fair amount and it's never broken on me. Is it the best attachment system out there? No, it's not. But it's cool. I really like it. You know, is it completely rattle free? No, but a lot of AR stocks aren't. You know, they aren't. They'll wiggle and rattle around, but it works. It's super lightweight. It's very cost effective. Look in the description, by the way. If I find links that I think are a good price, I'll paste them there. This is, by the way, wearing a multicam finish. This is in Duracoat. That is in Cerakote. In case you're wondering, though. So this is a good stock system. Is it AK pure? Absolutely not. I don't really care. You know, it's, to me, I'm all about the system, and my own level of second cool. That's kind of what I do. I have a note here: check zeros on irons too. So I did the red dot mounting, so I got to take this one to the range, double check things. Is this the best, my most favorite stock system ever? No, I wouldn't say it is. It's up there. I've used it a lot, and I would recommend it to you if you're looking for an adjustable length of pull, which is very important. Maybe a lighter weight in some instances. What you might want to consider, do I have it here? I think I do. Here it comes. This is going to be another SGL 21. You might consider the Magpul alternatives. I'm sorry, this is a 31. Boom! The Zukov. Oh man, is this a cool stock? Very cool. And if you haven't figured it out, I'm reviewing a lot in this video. Magpul AK furniture is one of the keystones of this video. The Zukov stock weighs 16 ounces. It fits very well. It attaches very strong. I mean, the attachment system of the Magpul furniture is much better than the Tapco. It just is. You have one screw coming up through here. You have another wedge that wedges inside the receiver that tightens. That's the last thing you'll tighten. Then you have another one right through here. Right there. So 3 screw attachment. It's very solid, and this is the folding version, obviously. And man, did Magpul get this one right. Holy cow, is this a cool stock. If you haven't shot a Zukov, I highly recommend you do. As you can see, it's a adjustable length of pull, and I wrote it down here what it runs. I think it's like 12.2 inches. Zukov, yeah, 12 inches to 14.8 for the Zukov. And that last part, the 14.8, for a tall person like myself is huge. Do I always run it fully extended? Absolutely not. I'm new to the Zukov, by the way. I've only shot it one time, but man, did I like it. I'm at an awkward angle. It's actually very easy to adjust. There's no rattle, no movement in the Zukov. The cheek weld is perfect. It has a polymer butt pad. It comes in super cool colors. Easy to fold. Doesn't get away with a side-mounted optic. Look at this. You can fire it with it folded. You won't hit much with it, except at very close range, but you can do it if you have to in an emergency. God, that's freaking cool. I love the Zukov stock. About $100 is what it's going to run. The only downside I would say, and I'm a big guy on weight, deal with it, is a little bit heavy. I mean, the standard Bulgarian stock, by my scale, is about 13.6 ounces. This one is a pound, Zukov. But it makes kind of sense because it has a folding mechanism. It has adjustability. You know, it is what it is. Got all kinds of crap falling off. Now, one that I'm not, this is also a Magpul alternative, is the MOE AK stock. I'm not a super fan of this one. It's okay. The issue I have with it, it is lighter. I very much like that. But the issue I have is it has a very short Warsaw length of pull. Now, if you guys love that, I say rock on. 12.8 inches, so it's going to be about Warsaw length. It's going to be around $60, give or take, and it's 12 ounces. So it's lighter than the Bulgarian stock, which I'm going to show you, but it's very cool looking. Comes in colors. It mounts very solidly. You can see the hardware right here. Screws. I will be taking this one back, though, because it's just, you know, a little bit, you know, too short for me. On that CQB red dot equipped AK, it would make sense, right? I hear a lot of people saying, well, I like short length of pull when I'm running a reflex sight. I get you. I get you. Talking stocks, though. So those are probably currently 3 of my favorite. The Tapco, and you notice on the Tapco, you don't have to run the regular collapsible standard AR style, which I still think works just fine. You know, it does for the military still. I do prefer, you know, a Magpul upgrade. That's a great stock. Zukov and the MOE stock. And here comes one more. Santa's workshop has been busy encoding, as you can probably guess. Here's a Bulgarian. Now, you might be surprised, and notice it's stamped with US. This is a Arsenal Bulgarian stock, and I actually like it. You might be surprised I'm still running this. If you are a longtime TMPer, you may remember in the sledgehammer drills where we incorporate weak side and rollover prone shooting, I complained that this stock just didn't have the length of pull that I needed for my frame size to hit accurately when I'm basically laying sideways in the mud. But that's a very rare occasion I do it. It's lightweight. It's pretty much as light as any of the other stocks I'm going to show you. It works great. And when you coat it, by the way, this is Cerakote, baked on Cerakote, so H variety, I believe, and it gets a little bit more traction in the butt area when you do that. And you can put athletic tape on it as well. So these are, this is all this video is about, is just where I'm at now. Do I have any honorable mentions of stocks, rear stocks for AKs that I would love to put on? I wouldn't recommend anything from ATI. I'm sorry, I just don't like them. I think they're goofy looking, subject to change. Some cases, I don't like their hinge mechanism. They're just goofy. There's a company called Phoenix Tech. I don't know anything about their products. Tapco has a laminated line, the timber line. That's more traditional. Now, I covered those at a trade show years ago. So if you like those, Tapco, they're pretty affordable for the quality you get. I think they're pretty much Warsaw packed length, though, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they have NATO length, so the longer length to pull. Those laminated wood stocks, though, will add a significant amount of weight. So, you know, take it or leave it. That's it on stocks. I've really not been concentrating on AK system for a long time. It's just within the last few months I've been clicking around, researching like, well, what's gone on? Where are we? I think Magpul is to be congratulated for everything they've produced for the gun. Pistol grips next. We're talking ergonomics, ergonomic enhancements. This is a standard AK style pistol grip. Does it work for me? Kind of. It's smallish. You know, it works, but you know, for a large size hand, it doesn't work. This is meant for the European size hand going, I don't know, way back to the late 1940s, and it hasn't changed since. If you like it, I say run it. You know, my favorite is the one you're looking at right here, and that is the AK MOE grip, available in the same coloration. So you got FDE, olive drab. I think gray is out, although it's much harder to find. Black is out there, so you get some great colorations. These are not coated, by the way, on this Cerakote job that I did. And this gun's been run in the desert, so it's showing some wear and tear. But look, notice how nicely it matches. Well, oh, by the way, that T6 has a nice single point sling or sling attachment, whatever you want to run there, and it works. It hasn't broken on me yet. Favorite grip is right here. Another one, and here comes the M70 NPAP, beautiful Zastava gun, and this one actually is coated in sniper gray, dudes. What? That is cool. I'll say kind of cool. I really wanted, and this is all done by me, this is baked on Cerakote again. After laborious sanding, I didn't bead blast it. I sanded this freaking gun and then brake cleanered it and stuff I've shown a lot before. I wanted it to turn out lighter. I like the color, but it's very close to black. Anyway, so we're talking about appearance, second kind of cool. It totally does it for me. This gun does. I'm wearing on this pistol grips, we're talking the M249 style Tapco. The same one you saw on the SGL 31 just a little while ago. And I coated this to make it match. Little trap door there that you can keep batteries in. And I'm doing that now. I'm putting like a piece of closed cell foam with like some 2032 batteries in there if I'm running a red dot. This one's just going to run irons, in case you're wondering. So this is a favorite pistol grip. Now, one that came with the gun, actually the gun I just showed you, and I think it probably fell off the table. Here it is a Sentry Arms included grip, and that's a good grip. I think I said in my review it's good enough, and it is. I started thinking I just generally don't like finger grooves in any of my grips, whatever it is. If I can get away from them, like with this presentation, it's just better for me. Ergonomics, we're talking pistol grips. By the way, some honorable mentions, and I'm just going to rip through these super quick. Other companies that make pistol grips for the AK, you might look into them. If I find links, I'll put them down there. FAB Defense has one. It is rubber coated. I don't like the rubber coated grips if I can get away from them. That's just me. Strike Industries makes several that seem excellent. I haven't shot them or fondled them in front of a movie, which is just as fun. But I would really look into Strike Industries. It seems very MOE-ish, okay? US Palm has some. They look a little bit, what's that company? Tango Downish? Kind of narrow. This is more hand-filling for me, the MOE. Honorable mentions, we have FAB Tactical. We have Smell My Finger Tactical. Oh, I mean, I'm just kidding around. Golden Finger Tactical. What was I thinking? Golden Finger Tactical, I don't know anything about that offering. Command Arms, and then Ergo, and then Hogue has one. Hogue's got a really nice one. It is that rubber grip, but it's very comfortable, and a lot of people like that in cold weather because it's warm to the touch. There you go, just some grip options. The MOE, I like it also. It saves a little bit of weight. You don't have a screw running all the way the length of the grip like you do here. So the screw starts here, boom, it goes all the way to the retaining nut in the receiver. Here, these are both stamped receivers. Here it's just short, just like an AR-15. So you're losing metal, and that is another theme. At every turn, I will lose weight. That's just me. Triggers, ergonomics. I've been very happy with the Tapco G2 triggers. I installed this one in this gun. This is a stock Arsenal trigger, okay? And let's pull it and just, man, we're gonna run out of time. There's so much to talk about, but it's fun. I got to the point on the Arsenal triggers that I just didn't like them, to be honest with you guys. It's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't pull that right. They're just not impressive to me. Can I shoot accurately with them? Absolutely, I can. You can too, but I don't know. It just kind of bugged me. And knowing that there's some super affordable AK triggers out there, why deal with it? So I'm pulling almost 9 pounds on that. So here comes a G2 trigger. And as I researched around the internet, by the way, I was a little bit surprised there weren't a ton more triggers for the AK. There are a few, but I was a little surprised. I was like, after all these years since I did the SGL reviews, I thought there'd be a ton. So that's 5.5. I pulled under 5 a little while ago on a G2. So not half, but close to half. The thing with the G2 trigger that I don't really like is that it's kind of double action-ish. So you don't really know when the break point's coming. If you have a smooth trigger pull, good marksmanship fundamentals, it doesn't matter. It is a very light pull. They're relatively easy to install, although I put a double hook in a stamped SGL the other day, and I had some clearance issues right here, and I just didn't grind it, so I ended up putting a single hook in it. Single hook Tapco. Triggers, ergonomics. And by the way, this will aid accuracy somewhat. I think, and where I'm thinking now is, I don't think triggers will make or break your accuracy. I always like them for rate of fire, and I've always said that. Rate of fire, give me a nice trigger. Other triggers, honorable mentions, things that you should maybe look into. I have some ALG Defense AK triggers coming. I haven't shot them yet. They're about $50, and they seem pretty excellent. I hear they're a better break than the G2. I have shot and have installed Redstar arms. They're about $80-85. There is sometimes some grinding, some milling that has to go on to make those fit. I don't like that these days. I'm just not a fan. Not now. Give me a trigger that just drops in. I got too many other projects. I don't want to be dinking around there. I'm already doing a lot of stuff. So those are the triggers that I've seen. I may have missed some. Sorry if I did. The paddles, ergonomically speaking, I just run whatever on the gun because they're riveted in, and I don't want to go through the hassle of popping the rivets and changing them out. On none of the guns I have, but like the C39 V2 has a larger paddle. I do like that. Makes for a faster mag change. Side rails. I love how the SGLs, a lot of the higher quality AKs, and I'm not going to go through all the brands, have side rails included. I like the shorter rail. I have installed them myself when the gun does not have it. It is a pain in the butt, but it is doable. It will add about 4 ounces to your gun. They have them in Amazon. They're very inexpensive. They're made of steel. They're high quality. And that way, if you don't have a side rail, don't fret. You can install it, drill and tap it. I talk about that in the C39 review, and you can install it. Okay, ergonomics. We'll get to this here in a sec. Hand guards. Oh! My favorite handguard in the world for the AK, and this may never change, is this one right here, dudes. The MOE handguard for the AK. I just love this thing. Yes, they have 2 versions, subject to change. Maybe they have different ones come out, but this is the MOE version. It's shorter, and it's plenty long enough for me in the way I shoot the gun. They have a Zukov version that comes out like this. I'm sure it looks cooler, but it's going to add some weight. Okay, and it's just a little bit too long for me. I don't need that, and it's 16 ounces. This MOE handguard is a relatively lightweight 8.5 ounces, and that's with a heat shield in it, and it's M-LOK compatible. Yeah, well, speaking of which, I finally figured out how to do M-lock. Putting those on. So you tighten the nut just so they clear this space, this opening, and then you look at your wrench and you turn the wrench like 90 degrees and then pull on the rail so it pushes up on the inside of that, and then you'll get resistance and you can tighten it. Yeah, I know that's probably been out there forever, but I finally figured it out. It works. Key mod, M-lock. I prefer key mod, but M-lock's not too far behind. And once I install a rail, I don't take it off. It just stays on. On this one, I'm just running a VG. Perhaps, I'd run a bipod on it. And perhaps later on, I put a side one on, like you'll see another one, to run a light, which I have fallen on the floor apparently. But I love the looks of it. I like this portion here is flared out for hand protection. It's M-lock capable. The top mates perfectly on top of the gas tube. It's just a really cool rail. Same colorations. The Magpul. So these are 5-star furniture items. Everything I've talked about for the AK. Magpul, in my opinion, is leading the pack for price, value, quality. The fit was great, at least in these stamped SGLs. I mean, it tamps in really solidly. There's not going to be any movement. You know, would you want to run an optic on top? Well, it's not really set up for that. I'm going to show you another option that might be better. But we're talking ergonomics. I'm not, married to a VG on an AK. But like I say, I'm always learning, progressing. And so now I'm just running it for a little while. Sick. Super cool. Just shooting for a velocity here so we can find out what my come ups are.